Welcome to Wine Line Radio. This is your host, Robert Scott. Today, we're going to be tasting a wine from Missouri. This is the first tasting in a series of 12, one each week for 12 weeks, of Missouri wines. That's why I call it Show Me Some Wine. And today, the wine we're tasting is from Augusta Winery. Augusta is owned by Tony Kuyomian. I hope that pronounced that correctly. Tony is a third-generation vineyard owner and grape grower. His grandmother immigrated to California from Armenia in 1915 and established a vineyard in the San Joaquin Valley, which she operated with her son until 1960. Now, Tony initially decided to choose a career other than grape growing. His interest was in aviation. And after graduating from college, he pursued various aviation jobs until he was hired as a pilot by Ozark Airlines in St. Louis, which, if you know your aviation history, later became Trans World Airlines and then American Airlines. As Tony traveled the world flying, he discovered fine wines in various countries. His appreciation of wines, along with a statewide resurgence in interest to reestablish the Missouri wine industry, led him to reopen the old We Preach Winery in St. Charles. That winery was later renamed Winery of the Little Hills. Although Tony never received a formal education in enology, he attended numerous short courses at various universities and read and researched the subject extensively. His first vintage in 1980 was 1,000 gallons, or a mere 420 cases of wine. In 1988, Tony moved to Augusta, Missouri, and established the Augusta Winery in the center of the town, historically known for its fine wines and the location of the first American Viticulture Area, AVA. That kind of shocks you, doesn't it? Missouri had the first AVA in America. But no need to digress about that. In 1998, he purchased the Montel Winery, a winery established in 1970 and located 1.5 miles east of Augusta. Tony made the decision to retire early from the airlines and devote all of his energy to producing fine wine in Missouri. Tony's wines have earned numerous awards from around the world, including several Best of Show in California contests, Best Imported White Wine to Germany, and most importantly, he has won 4 Missouri Governor Cup awards. Tony lives at the vineyards in Augusta with his wife, Cindy. They've got 5 children and 10 grandchildren. Lucky man. He is a member of the Missouri Wine and Grape Board and the chair of the Wine and Grape Research Committee. Now, today, we're going to be tasting a 2016 Tremente. Now, Tremente is a cross of a French-American hybrid Jonas Savier 3.416 and the German Vitis vinifera cultivar Gewürztraminer made by Herb C. Barrett circa 1965, I believe, at the University of Illinois in Urbana. His intention was to produce a large clustered table grape with the flavor of the Gewürztraminer. Tremente has been chosen by the Indiana Wine Grape Council as the signature wine of the state. It's also grown in some regions of Ohio as well as Missouri. This particular Tremente is a pale straw color, and let me see, I've got a lychee, kind of citrusy, maybe white pear, and a little honeysuckle in the background bouquet. But getting some very special characteristics as well. Now, I noticed when I look at the bottle, it's labeled as a state bottle. This means from vine to the bottle, the grapes never leave their property. Wow. So let's do a little taste. This is very nice. It's a dry to slightly off dry. Tastes like a Gewürztraminer, one from probably the Alsace region in France. To me, I would pair it. I think shellfish would be great, and poultry naturally, and you could pair this well with some cheeses such as maybe a Jarlsberg Swiss or a goat cheese. Very nice wine, nicely done, and I believe, if I'm correct, this wine sells for under $12 a bottle, making it what I would think is an excellent value. So, the land, it's interesting to note, dedicated to the Tremonti variety is on the rise, and it's considered to be one of the higher quality hybrid grapes. As I mentioned before, Indiana has adopted it as its signature grape variety. But here, the expression of the variety by Augusta, grown, vinified, and bottled in the state of Missouri, shows me something. Search it out. This is a really nice wine. We'll be back next week with another wine from Missouri in our series, Show Me Some Wine. Again, this is Robert Scott, WineLineRadio.com.